Somebody put it recently that people come to hospice to live. They don't come here to die. And I firmly believe that.
Our goal is to provide comfort care, end-of-life care, to encourage and support families and the residents through the dying process. And we also offer pain and symptom management, short stay visits, and respite care, care for the caregiver.
We want to give them quality of life at end of life.
Our objectives are to help people, especially if they're facing significant pain management issues, to get people as comfortable as possible so that their last days can be quality and shared with family in a way that is much more meaningful than sometimes can happen in other areas.
Hospice is a place where you can live your life the way you want in your last days with your family. The family, when they come in, they just take care of being with their loved one. That's all they have to worry about.
Nobody wants to die, but if you're dying, it's a really, really good place to be.
I can't say enough about hospice. It's a home setting, and people that come in here for the first time are totally amazed. We have the kitchen, and there are always good smells coming from the kitchen, from the wonderful baking that goes on here.
It was actually the first rural residential hospice built in the province of Ontario in 2008. Our catchment area basically is anybody that has a valid OHIP card in the province, and we give priority, of course, to the residents of Renfrew County. The services of Hospice Renfrew are offered at no cost to the residents or families. People don't understand that. One of our biggest challenges is raising the $600,000 a year that's required to keep our services free of charge to the people that we serve. If people want to help at Hospice Renfrew, we have a number of opportunities. Becoming involved in fundraising events. We have two major events, the Hike and Run for Hospice that's offered the first weekend in May of every year, and our Aikenhead Golf Classic Tournament, which is a fundraiser for Hospice Renfrew as well.
Just even talking about hospice, because that's a really big downfall, is that people are afraid to talk about death and dying and palliative care, and we're all going to get there someday, so we need to have those discussions and open up those doors and make it not as stigmatized.
Without our volunteers, Hospice Renfrew really would not be able to keep its doors open.
If they're active if somebody's healthy and active in their community, they can come and volunteer.
The volunteers we have are a great bunch of people who provide many services to our residents. They also help us with fundraising. We have different teams of volunteers at hospice. We have a gardening team, for example, that keeps the grounds looking amazing during the summer months.
My experiences at hospice have been just absolutely amazing. I see people that are dying with such grace and such dignity. They are certainly a lesson to all of us.
Certainly, we're always looking for staff who are interested in working in palliative care.
It's just something, it's a privilege, I've always said, to be a part of someone's care at end of life, and for their families too. It's very important to help the families through this difficult time. It's one of the most rewarding jobs I've ever had through nursing.
For me, I think it's an honor. I think it's a real privilege to be able to be here and help people through what can be a very challenging and difficult time of their life.
The really good feeling you can get when somebody has died and you know you've done everything you can to make them as comfortable as possible, and you know that they died in peace and the family are very peaceful and grateful.
If you had to describe hospice in one word, what would you use?
A godsend. A godsend.